I'll be there for you like you need. How do the lyrics go to that song? I'll be there for you like you want me to.
We've done too many singing opens lately.
But the fans love it.
Do they?
All right, so this is early in the arc of frienddom. We are looking at season 1, episode 4, otherwise known as the one with George Stephanopoulos, which is, I guess, an ironic title because George Stephanopoulos, you will notice, does not appear in the credits because he's not actually in the episode. He is only off screen, where the ladies are staring at George Stephanopoulos' Snuffleupagus. I've been working on that one for 2 days. You know, because Snuffleupagus is like a hairy, tentacle-like appendage. Stephanopoulos' dong. They're all very impressed by it. I'm gonna insert a shot of them looking impressed now.
Wow.
What is going on in this episode is that Rachel's old friends from her old life come back to find out that she is now slinging cappuccinos at the Central Perk, which I guess is in the village. I kind of escaped me sometime watching the show. And they all live in the village, which is really crazy because they have like I mean, I know this joke's been made, but like they really have ridiculous apartments. And she feels real bad about leaving her orthodontist potential husband on the altar in episode 1 and not marrying him because her daddy cut her off, and she's real sad about that, but god darn it, she's gonna make it work. And she and the ladies convene around a blender full of something that Monica calls Tiki Death Punch.
How would you like some Tiki Death Punch?
What's that?
Well, it's rum and...
Okay.
What do we know about it? We know that Monica says that it's pink and rum, and then Rachel starts drinking it. So we don't know anything other than it being pink and rum. Other things going on in this episode, Ross goes to a hockey game with his friends because they have tickets. They tell him it's for his birthday, but it's not. It's because they don't care about him at all, which is kind of funny. Anyway, they take him to a hockey game to try and help him get over the fact that it's the anniversary of the first time he had sex with his ex-wife, which is interesting. Man, Ross is a fucking creepy character. Like, there's nothing endearing about Ross. He just inflicts himself on the people around him. Really, like, he's so Ross-centric. Am I wrong? Like, Ross is a very self-centered jackhole. He still got paid $1 million an episode for being on the show, so, I mean, I'll be that jackhole all day long. I thought a little bit, actually, I thought way more about this drink than I should have. I was like asking myself, well, it's pink and it's got rum in it, so how ahead of the culinary curve is Monica, the super chef? Is she like making fashionola and like resurrecting lost tiki ingredients in there? Is it kind of a frosé? It's not that, because I've already done that on the show and the link is right below me. So we're not gonna tread those grounds again. And I was like, well, what would it be? And then I remembered that it's the early 90s, which means Monica grew up in like the 70s, which means, think about generational stuff. It's sherbet punch. It's sherbet punch. That's what it is. It is a sherbet rum punch. And we're gonna mix it up right now. You don't need a blender to mix this at all. You could easily just build this without the blender. But we're gonna do it in a blender because the episode dictates that we drink this from the blender at some point. So if I don't put it in a blender, how am I gonna do that? We see Monica drink it from the blender and put it in a blender. Okay, fine, it's going in the blender. And I'm gonna build a double here. A single serving would call for 2 ounces of my raspberry sherbet. We're gonna go with 4. As you can see here, I have got the absolute finest ShopRite brand raspberry sherbet. I don't recommend breaking your back for this. This is the drinking equivalent, right, in the episode of eating an entire pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Hey, Ben & Jerry's, you wanna make some drinks together? You guys have money, let's do some stuff, come on. Oh, baby. There it goes. Oh, wait a second. That's actually super good right now. What am I even making a drink for? Something about this like cold thing in my mouth is so necessary. I'm gonna put a little more in there. Get it in there. I'm guesstimating my amounts here. That looks about like what I want. A single serving calls for ½ ounce of lime, but again, we're doubling, so let's do 1 ounce of lime here. All barware on How to Drink is provided by and courtesy of Barfly. Check out the link in the pinned comment below to find, to buy all the good stuff I'm using in this episode. except for the blender. That's by Vitamix. 1 ounce of the lime juice. I want 1 ounce of strawberry syrup. Now, I made this strawberry syrup. Now, in another episode, a long time ago, I talked about doing syrup infusions, where you take a sugar and a water and a fruit and infuse it. What's pretty neat about some fruits, particularly berries, is that they're so full of water to begin with, and sugar is so thirsty for that water that you don't need to add any water. If you just take Tupperware and I went equal amounts of sugar and fruit by weight, so this I think I did 500 grams of strawberries and 500 grams of sugar, and I just let them sit in room temperature for a couple of days. The sugar sucks all the fruit waters out of the strawberries and makes a super concentrated juice, fruit syrup here, and dissolves itself. So that's exactly what that is. That is, I mean, it's the same process by which sugar can turn peels into oleosaccharum. So this is 1 ounce of seriously strawberry-y strawberry syrup. Way more powerful than like an infusion of simple syrup and water because there's just less water. It's more strawberry by volume. Okay, again, now we want 1/2 ounce of Lemon Heart 151. You ever get your fingernail peeling away from your finger a little bit? It just drove straight into a puddle of lime juice. So I'm keeping it together for you, but I am screaming on the inside right now. All right, so a single serving would call for 1.5 ounces of Plantation 3-Star. We're doubling, so this will call for 3 ounces of Plantation 3-Star rum. It's tricky to pour like up here, like as a, you know, you ever see those guys riding the motorcycles with the gorilla hangers? How the hell do they drive? Fucking exhausting. Why would you want that? You know, like what's the point of that? This is like only half gorillas. I've seen guys on like the full 60s style choppers where they're just like straight up gorilla arms like this. I don't even know, what do you, we want to add 6 ounces of ice to this. So we want to add 3 ounces of ice per iteration of the drink, so 50% by volume. So 6 ounces of ice in this case, which I think is gonna be about 3 of my cubes. We're gonna crush this up in my Lewis bag a little bit here. This is a very traditional way to create crushed ice. I used to do it on the show all the time. I haven't actually done it in a while. Let's hope I still know how. It's pretty easy, you know. You just put it down here. Ooh, that's loud. Let's do it the speed bag style. I like to do it that way sometimes. We're going to crush this with a wooden schmallet and a Lewis bag. And, you know, I hate Ross. I hate him. I just want Ross to die. I hate Ross. He's the worst. I wish I could just, like, smash his damn brains out. Bang! Okay, and we're going to dump all that into the blender. I almost called it the shaker. I guess it's sort of an auto shaker. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, and a lid, as one does, so that it doesn't explode in your face. Variable 1. Tiki Death Punch. I'm gonna take a hurricane glass. And I don't wanna go all the way to the top. I actually wanna go to about here. Maybe even a little less. And now I want to top it with some seltzer. Carbonated soda or water is sort of a necessity in a traditional, and by traditional I mean like mid-century sherbet punch. They're typically non-alcoholic church event affairs made using sherbet and like ginger ale actually. Give it a quick mix up. Put a straw in there. If we were feeling fancy, we could garnish it with a strawberry. I guess it could have an umbrella. And that's our Tiki Death Punch. So it's deadly because it just tastes like strawberries. And it's pretty unassuming. You could easily drink those and put yourself in a coma, actually, if that was your aim. Is that your aim? Why are they always trying to play Twister? What was going on there? Anybody who suggests playing Twister, like that's not just like a casual suggestion. Like, what are we gonna do tonight, guys? And they got one friend who's just like, Twister? Like, dude. It does have a nice tartness to it. The lime, and I actually think the lemon heart kind of work together here to give it a bit of a tart demerara evolution. that starts out from that strawberry place. It goes strawberry and a tart demerara. It's very, 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 very dangerously easy to drink. As we know, of course, I'm doing it the wrong way. It's better without seltzer. It's better without the seltzer. Per Rachel, in the episode, you gotta drink it straight from the blender, but I'm gonna get like a brain freeze doing that. How you doing? Oh, I thought it was like a, how you doing? How you doing, tough guy? You think you're fucking, I didn't know that. I didn't realize it was, hold on, I'll do it the sexy way. How you doing? Oh God, when Ross is just like walking around with his buddies and like at every turn he's just like, oh, litter.
What? Peach pit? Yes, bunny?
We littered together the first time we had sex. Oh, a fire hydrant. The first time we had sex, there was a fire hydrant outside. Oh, dogs. They exist on the same planet as the people that I had sex with for the first time. Oh, I am angry. In honest truth, like it should have been, he should have been like 3 episodes and then not on the show. And then every once in a while he should come back and everybody just be like, no, we're not hanging out with that guy yet. He's still a piece of shit. Because like that guy is an unacceptable, like he needed to not be him, you know? Sometimes, you know, like be yourself is super bad advice if your name is Ross. I just hate him. It makes it almost impossible for me to get through an episode of that show. I just like throw stuff at the screen whenever he's on. Well, this is How to Drink the show. I'm making cocktails and how to drink them, and I did drink a whole bunch of them before this episode today. I'm on Twitter at How to Drink. I'm on Patreon at patreon.com/howtodrink. I'm on Instagram at How to Drink, and I don't normally do it in that order, but that's the order it came out of my mouth in today. If you like my show, I really hope you will subscribe and ring a ding dang dong the bell. I keep saying that. My wife said that that's catchy. That's going to work out. What do you guys think? If I just keep saying ring a ding dang dong, I've decided that patrons are now regulars. So become a regular at the Patreon. You know, like the regular crowd shuffling into the bar. Regular crowd shuffles in, the microphone smells like a beer. Blah, 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 blah. Ooh, that song's that's a bummer song. There's so many bummer songs. When it hasn't been your day, your month, or even your year, I'll be there for you like you want me to. I'll be there for you. Tiki Death Punch will be there for you.